Hello, everybody. Five for Talking. New episode. I think it's the sixth. Probably is. I'm here with Caps. There he is. Wave to the
think,
fans.
I think we're in double digits now.
We might be. We do a lot. So, you'll see it in the description. We're going to pack in everything into one here. Leafs talk, NHL talk, packed into one. So I'm going to start it off here by talking about the Rooks. A little bit of rookie action. We got I want to talk about the top three rookies. Okay. So right now I understand we're only like 8 to 10 games into the season. But just what I see right now. So Kaprizov, or however you say his name, from Minnesota, has 2 goals, 5 assists in 8 games. And he looks really good. Like they had to wait 4 years to let him play. But he looks really good. Any thoughts?
Plays for the Minnesota Wild, and I guess it's a really positive thing that they have going on in Minnesota because they're doing well as a team as well, right?
Yep.
Yeah, 7 points in 8 games, plus 5. So it just means that they are doing well defensively and they're helping out the defense. Yeah, the fact that they're in a pretty tough division is a welcome surprise for them.
Big standout.
Because we thought that Minnesota was going to be like dead last.
Yeah.
One of the teams that are going to go dead last this year. But good for them. Good for them. And it's not just him. So I don't know who else you want to.
Yeah. So also on this list, might as well just say it, he was my third choice, but on the top three still. Capo, which is, I'm pretty sure, also the same name as the forward that's on New York Rangers. But Capo, their goalie, is a rookie, 3-2-0, 917 save percentage, and a 240 goals against average. And he's been one of the biggest reasons that they're winning games. So Minnesota got pretty lucky this year, I'm going to have to say.
I have no thoughts on that.
Okay,
Yeah,
so then the other rookie that I have here is Vanecek he's the goalie for Washington, who's filling in. I guess you have Lundqvist out and Samsonov's injured. He's 4-0-2 with a 915 save percentage and a 275 goals against average. So he is kind of letting in a little more goals than Kakinen, but he's 4-0-2. Like at the end of the year, he's a shoo-in probably for Rookie of the Year talk.
Yeah, but I mean, he's got a great team in front of them. I mean, I know a lot of analysts thought that Washington was going to do poorly this year and that they're going to.
We didn't.
They were going to take a dip. But honestly, like if you got guys like Chara, coming onto the team, even though he's in his early 40s, he could still play. I mean, he is a physical presence.
He scored the other night, and there was a big celebration for it.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like they love him on that team. So, good on Vanecek. Good on Vanecek. I mean, I thought with the loss of Hopi going to Vancouver, I thought they were taking a little dip as well.
Well, especially with the Lundqvist situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But good on them, man. Good on them. I mean, I think the one thing that we need to take account is still early in the season. I mean, things can happen. But as of right now, these guys are standouts. These guys are doing well for their teams. And I'm pretty sure, like, we can also bring up I just saw him like 2 seconds ago. Where is he? Defenseman Romanov. Romanov on Montreal. Yes, he only has 2 points, but he's a +5.
Yeah, he's played pretty decently.
And he's playing defense for Montreal.
If you want to round out a top 5, I'm pretty sure the guy in second place for points, Smith, he's playing pretty well. He's good as well.
Smith.
Yeah, to give a top 5 there, we might as well. I'd like to segue off to another rookie who got his first goal, and I'm going to give you a little bit of talk here. You let me know what you think. I'm not going to bash him because obviously rookie early in the year, and the team he's on is not doing very good, contrary to like what we thought.
Which is a surprise. Yeah.
Yeah. Lafreniere, that one goal is his only point in 7 games, and he's been averaging like second-ish, mostly third line minutes on the season. His time has declined over the season, as I guess over the 7 games they're not feeling him as much. But
They feel he's not ready yet.
I watched 2 Rangers games, and he doesn't look that good. He doesn't look terrible or anything. Yeah, it's a rookie. That's why I'm not going to sit here and bash the guy.
Yeah.
He has lots of time. He has the talent, but he didn't look like he was ready for the NHL, at least from the 2 games I saw. And only 1 point. Very big disappointment, especially when we just named 5 other rookies that were not drafted first overall doing that good. So also, just quickly, when we talked about our list of rankings for the NHL, like the Stanley Cup thing we did, right now, realistically, we're only pretty off on 2 teams. Pittsburgh they're not doing like poorly in this overall, but the way they're playing is garbage.
Yeah.
They didn't belong in the elite spot. And LA, who's absolutely like playing like a house of fire, but they're sorry. they're not going to go anywhere, I don't think, on that team, but they're playing really well, which I'd like to bring up that since I just said LA and we're segueing into more segues. Kopitar has 11 assists right now.
Yeah. I was so close to picking him in the pool, and then I think I went for a defenseman. When I saw him on top like 3 or top 5 stats,
he leads the league in assists, and I think he's 4th in points. So I want to keep talking about points here.
But the one thing I do want to add, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, it is very early on in the season, and there were a lot of games that were canceled because of what's going on right now. So we won't really have an idea of how our predictions have played out. Maybe for another,
especially because Florida, Carolina. Well, Florida originally didn't play at all, and neither did Dallas. And Dallas looks amazing. Florida looks pretty decent, surprisingly. And Carolina missed a bunch of games in the middle there, I think, where they were supposed to play those teams. But so
the guy I played, the guy I picked from Dallas, the defenseman, I can't remember his name.
He's
so crap.
Klingberg.
Yeah, it's like it's so disappointing. And I thought he was going to do well, but anyways.
Yeah. So segue the points into more points. So leading the league in points right now are McDavid, Marner, and Draisaitl. I think at this point, the one that shocks me is a combination of Mitch Marner, which I know it's still early, Mitch Marner and McKinnon not being there. So that kind of threw me off a bit, but I think McDavid and Draisaitl, we almost just expect it, especially with no Kucherov. It's like, the way it's been the last 3 years is you just expect Kucherov, McDavid, Draisaitl, McKinnon. That's what I expect to be the top people. Yeah. And to have Marner there is like good for Marner.
Good for Marner. I mean, he's making a case for that fat contract that he signed.
I mean, I'll take it. I'll take it. I wish him. There was a little more on the D end, but I'll take it. He's getting his way into my good books. He'll never be there, but he's getting his way in. So I'm not segueing to Leafs yet. Contrary to popular belief, that's what I would have done. I want to talk about the leaders in goals here. This one is super random. And like I said, I know it's still early in the season, but we're at the point now where we can start talking about things like this. Rantanen, Pacioretty, Toffoli all tied for first with 6 goals. Like I don't picture Rantanen as much of a goal scorer as much as it's just gotten a good overall player. And like Pacioretty, like where did you come from? You disappeared for like 3 seasons. Yeah. And Toffoli went to Montreal and he's lighting it up. Wait, is he in Montreal? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, at one point, I think the Knights were going to buy out Pacioretty's contract, weren't they?
And now he's a front runner to take over the captaincy or some shit like that.
No, he's not going to take it away from Mark Stone.
I don't even know who's the captain. I think we wanted it to be Mark Stone.
It is. But even leading the way as well, Brock Besser. He's got 6 goals right now. Mitchell Marner. He's got Mitchell. I can't believe I just called him Mitchell Marner because I'm just reading it off the website.
It's his name.
He's got 5 goals. And I know earlier on in the season he was talking about he's going to shoot more. Hey, it is definitely a surprise that I'm not seeing McKinnon on there. But Rantanen is his line mate, is he not?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, not good on them. Good on them.
All right, so Jimmy Howard retired. Have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
I did read somewhere that he just wanted to give up pro hockey because of the pandemic. It had a little bit to do with the pandemic, and he just wanted to be home.
Yeah, he's made his money. He's made his point. Why get injured? Like, risk your family. You know what I mean? I get it.
He won a cup, didn't he?
Yeah, but his name is not. I don't know if he got a ring, but his name is not on the cup. Oh. He only played 6 games, I think, in the season, or 5 in the season and 1 in the playoffs, something like that. I don't know if that was his first season or not. Might have been his second, but he did play. I think 14 seasons. I honestly don't remember, but I have his stats here. He had 246 wins and 196 losses, which kind of threw me off because I don't remember him winning that many games. Like, I know he had like 3 or 4 really good seasons, but and then his wins to loss ratio, like, I remember him being on some really bad teams, and somehow, I mean, I'll take it. I'm like, good for him.
I think earlier on in his career, he's still on a really good Detroit team.
Yeah, but then he was on the bad Detroit team for like 2 seasons.
Yeah, but he had already.
And then he went to St. Louis, and they weren't very good when he got there.
Yeah, no.
He's got to be up there in all-time wins for Detroit. He's got to be one of the top people.
But they were like going through a lot of goalies in the 90s and 2000s.
Okay, so help me with this. There was one other goalie. It went like Mike Vernon, Chris Osgood. Was it Manny Legacy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's who it was. I forgot about him.
Yeah, so like they were going through Osgood, they were going through Vernon, they went through Cujo, they went through Hasek, they went through Legacy.
I forgot about those.
They went through Jimmy Howard.
And then Mrazek.
So they went through a lot of goalies.
And now they're like Bernier and whoever else. I don't even know who the other goalie is.
Not sure either.
Is it the guy that was on San Jose? Anyways, it doesn't even matter. Who cares? I hate Detroit. Okay. So I'll segue into some Leafies. A little bit of Leafies. For me, all I really have and I want to talk about is the continued good play from Marner, the continued good play from Spezza and Simmons, and the standout right now of Brody. Brody looks amazing.
I think he's really settled in the last maybe 4 games. I think he knows what his role is, and I think he's really stood out. I think he has really stood out as a shutdown defenseman because I do see him, not Riley, in that last minute trying to close out games, trying to help close out games. And the funny thing is, the person that's with him is usually either Muzzin or Bogosian.
Yep. And he looked so good on the power plays last game.
Yep. Yep. But this is great. Like, this gives him more options.
Yeah, and I want to point out, in the last game, I watched him make a few passes that were like Morgan Riley-ish no-look passes that were perfect. Like, perfect. And then Riley, every time Riley made a no-look pass in that game, it was a giveaway right up the middle of the ice to somebody. And I always have to point that out about Riley, and I hate that it seems like I'm picking on him, but I can't stand that. He does those no-look passes to nobody, and Mitch Marner still does them. But the rest of his game is enough to look past it. I haven't seen enough from Riley, really.
Yeah, this gives Riley a chance to rest up. I mean, when you're playing that many minutes, you're gonna make a lot more mistakes, and they're gonna become noticeable. And like you just did right now, we're gonna call them out on it. We're gonna say, like, enough with the turnovers. But because of the fact that you got guys like Brody, you have, and I'm going to say this right now, Justin Hall is playing a lot better than he was last year. Last year he was playing okay, but
He's
now he's
playing
playing
a
a
lot
lot
better
better.
than he was. Those first 3 or 4 games, he looked terrible.
Yeah, I mean, he's blocking shots. He's joining in on the rush. So it gives Riley a chance to rest up. And when you're resting up, the chances of you making those kind of mistakes are minimal. And, it's great. I mean, this is a huge change from last year. I was kind of hesitant on TJ Brody because I just didn't know too much about him. But now that I had a chance to watch him play, really in the last 4 games, he's really picked up his play, and he's become a really reliable defenseman. And that's great. I mean, when the hell did you had that on the Leafs team? How long ago?
So, do you have anything else? Because I have one last thing I want to do. So, if you have anything first.
I do have one thing. Something. This was brought up like in the intermission on one of the big time networks up here in Canada. And they asked, would you, with their recent play and how they've been performing, in terms of dynamic duos, would you put Marner and Matthews in the same conversation as Draisaitl and McDavid? Or would you even have that discussion? Would they? Do they have that potential? Do they have the? They do. I would say they do.
Potential doesn't count in this argument.
Okay.
But I agree with you because I know you were going to say that. I have to say, if it keeps going like this, I have to say yes. But if you're going to say in the elite duels of the NHL, no. Are they a duel that people should be worried about? 100%. But you're not going to compare them to like a McDavid or a Stamkos and a Kucherov, or I didn't even say the other guy, Draisaitl, or Crosby and Malkin, or Ovechkin and Backstrom. Like, those are established.
It's funny, you just brought up somebody, Stamkos. I wouldn't even know if I would bring up Stamkos' name anymore. At this point, I would say it's Kucherov and Brennan Point.
But they don't play together. That's why.
No, I know, but well, technically, Connor McDavid and
that's
Draisaitl
true, and neither do
different
Malkin
teams,
and Crosby. So that's fair. That's absolutely fair. I accept I accept that. And now you could say McKinnon and Rantanen. I think they're a deadly together.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, okay, so just the Leafs are doing really well. This is not what I wanted to say, but I just want to get through this fast. So Leafs are doing really well. Top 3 teams right now are Leafs, Montreal, Washington. I believe 7 of the top 10 teams are Eastern Conference teams by like traditional standards.
But the one thing we do have to add is that I think the Leafs have played more games than everybody else in the league, I believe.
Well, Washington is, I think, close to the same. But Washington and Montreal both haven't lost a game in regulation yet.
Yeah, which is
pretty crazy, right?
That's insane. Good on Montreal.
The Leafs look good. A lot of hockey pundits are saying that the team to watch right now, all the way through the rest of the season, is looking like it's going to be the Leafs, because when they're hot, they look unstoppable. And Anderson's been great.
Yeah, they really woke up after that loss to Edmonton 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
And they've really tightened things up. I mean, Simmons has picked up his place. Spezza, and a lot of people don't even talk about this. Like Spezza, I believe has not lost in the faceoff circle yet, and it's contributing to the overall stat of the Leafs team.
And he got 2 points in the last game.
Yeah, a lot of the depth players have really stepped up. Letton, I thought, played well until he got hurt. I don't know what happened. I didn't even see the injury. Their overall defense has picked up. Anderson's picked up his play. Matthews has gotten better. Nylander, I think, dropped off a little bit. Tavares is playing much better than he did last year. I'm going to say that right now. Tavares is playing much better. Than,
okay.
so,
don't go
yeah,
too deep into this because my ending thing is going to go with this.
Yeah, man, I can go on and on. But
So,
Montreal has really picked up their play. I feel bad for Edmonton. I feel bad more specifically for Koskinen because of what happened to Smith. And it's going to look like he's going to play every single game. He's going to get fatigued. He's going to wear himself out. And what are they going to do then? They got nobody else
playing
to
well
fill in.
too. He's playing well.
I feel bad for him though.
Yeah, the defense, their defense is really bad.
With the addition of Barry, I think he got benched last game too in the third period.
Yeah,
not last game, the game
the one
before that.
So, okay, just to end this off quick, I have 7 names. I'm going to tell it to you. I just want you to give me a less than a sentence sum up. Okay?
Right.
Jason Spezza.
Should have never been waived.
All right. Wayne Simmons.
He's really picked up this game. Doesn't look like the Wayne Simmons from last year, who was injury riddled. But I think he's done a lot in the offseason to really get back to where he needs to be. So good on him.
Jake Muzzin.
Oh, one thing I do want to add,
Oh, wow.
One thing I do want to add, Wayne Simmons was never really known as a fast skater. But that last game, he was fast as hell.
I saw it.
Sorry. Just want to add that in.
That's fine. I accept it. Jake Muzzin.
Jake Muzzin. Reliable.
Frederick Anderson.
He playing well, but I really wish he would fix those really slow starts that he keeps having.
Ooh. Austin Matthews.
I think he's the best player on the team. I'm sorry. I know stats wise, Mitch Marner has more points, but honestly, I think Matthews is the best player on that team.
Mikheyev.
His stats do not reflect the kind of effort that he's putting in on a nightly basis.
Jimmy Vesey.
A welcome surprise.
Okay, last one. This is 8th. Sheldon Keefe.
From what I've seen in the videos, it looks like his approach is a little different from Babcock's, and he knows what I've seen. I'm not in tune on what goes on in the locker room, but I just seen a few videos here and there. He knows how to communicate with these guys. He knows how to get his messages across. It looks like it's working.
That's fair.
But I'm always going to be curious about what Bargo thinks, because I know he was a huge critic.
He has probably something to yell
He was really
about.
critical with him. I'm just curious what he thinks about him now.
I still feel the same way about him. I don't think he's anything special, but I do like the changes that he's made in the last couple of games. I'm going to say that. But that's all I have.
I know that you weren't too happy about Spezza and the fact that he was waived, but I know for a fact that was not Keith's idea, because he's not the GM. He wouldn't.
But like I told you, they knew for a fact that they were going to get him back. They didn't even Spezza probably knew. They told him, they're like, your agent's going to release a statement saying you're not going to play anywhere else and no one's going to pick you up and you're going to come back.
Which is smart.
Yeah. So anyways, that's all I have. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Caps wave. Okay, bye.